Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another biology presentation. So in this presentation, we are going to look at biology paper 2 for 2002. Specifically, we are going to answer question 2. So let's look at the questions. So here is our question 1. The question reads, figure 2.1 shows sections of blood vessels R and blood vessel S. So this is figure 2.1. So here we have blood vessel R and here we have blood vessel S. So let us look at our question A1. Our question A1 reads, name the type of blood vessels shown in figure 2.1. So here we have blood vessel R and we also have blood vessel S. So what is the name of blood vessel R? Right here. So blood vessel R is an artery, okay? And what is the name of blood vessel S? Blood vessel S is a capillary. So these are the answers to our question A1. So we now come to our question A2. Our question A2 reads, describe structural differences between the blood vessel R and blood vessel S. So we know that the blood vessel R, this is an artery, and blood vessel S, that is a capillary. So we need to identify the structural differences that exist between an artery and a capillary. So we can say that arteries have large lumen, which is just the internal space, in order to allow efficient transport of blood under high pressure, whereas capillaries have a very small lumen to allow only a single red blood cell to pass through. That is one structural difference. Another structural difference, we can say that arteries have thick walls in order to transport blood under high pressure, whereas capillaries have thin walls for easy diffusion of materials between the blood and the tissue cells. So any of these you can write as your answer and you'll be able to get your 2 marks. So we have said that blood vessel R have relatively large lumen, allowing efficient transport of blood under high pressure, whereas blood vessel S have a very small lumen to allow only a single red blood cell to pass through. So this is the answer to our question A2. We now move on to our second question. So here is our question B. Our question B reads, 2 patients went to the hospital on suspicion that they had malaria infection. Their blood samples revealed the following. Patient X had no malaria parasites and was anemic. Patient Y had malaria parasites and was anemic. Our question B1, explain how malaria can cause anemia. So here we need to explain how malaria can cause anemia. So one thing we must know that malaria causes anemia by infecting and destroying the red blood cells, which leads to hemolysis. So this now reduces the number of red blood cells in the body, causing what? Anemia. Okay, so that is our answer. So we can say that malaria causes anemia through destruction of the red blood cells and non-availability of iron, which contributes to low red blood cells production. So that is how malaria is able to cause anemia. So we have answered our question B1. Let us now move on to our second question. So here is our question B2. Our question B2 reads, state other possible causes of anemia in patient X. So remember, patient X had no malaria parasite but was anemic. So we need to state other causes of anemia in patient X, and it was just carrying 1 marks. So there are many causes of anemia, so you can just write one, you'll be marked. Okay, so the causes of anemia, we have iron deficiency or reduced production of red blood cells. We also have chronic diseases such as kidney disease. We also have cancer, HIV, and AIDS. Okay, another cause of anemia is blood loss, or you can say excessive bleeding. Another cause of anemia can be inherited blood disorders such as sickle cell anemia. Another cause of anemia is the destruction of the red blood cells. So from these other causes of anemia that I've mentioned, you can just pick any. So we can say iron deficiency or reduced production of red blood cells, blood loss, or excessive bleeding. So these are the other causes of what? Anemia. So we have answered our question B2. Let us now move on to our last question. So our last question reads, patient X at blood group B, at blood group A, needed blood transfusion. So here we are told that patient X with blood group A needed blood transfusion. Name a possible donor. So first of all, we need to understand what blood transfusion is. So blood transfusion is just the transfer of blood from one person to the bloodstream of another person. Okay, so the person who gives blood is called the donor, and the person who receives the blood is called the recipient. So here we are told that this person X had blood group A, okay, and he needed a donor. So name a possible donor. So a person with blood group A can only receive blood from blood group A and the blood group O. These are the only two possible donors who can give blood to a person who's having blood group what? A. Okay, so these are things that you must know. So a person with blood group A or blood group B, these are the only two possible donors that can give blood to person X who was having blood group A. So these are things that you must know. Okay, so if you look at a person with blood group B, that person can only receive blood from blood groups B and O. Then a person who has blood group B can donate blood to blood group B and AB. Then a person with blood group O lacks antigens, so such a person is called a universal donor. Okay, so meaning that this person is able to give blood to all other blood groups. So I hope it's clear. So we have now come to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much, everybody, for having time to view this content. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye-bye.